Hi everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Monetary Mouth. In today's video, we're going to talk all about a highly requested video topic, which is how the heck can I spend this God-given money that's sitting in my bank account? Anyway, I want to quickly preface this video by saying that the information that I'm going to share with you today is information that is based on my interpretation and understanding of the SBA's guidelines. I have fact-checked this information with other CPAs, accountants, attorneys, and specifically with the SBA themselves. However, as you all might have noticed, when you contact the SBA, lots of people are getting lots of different answers for the very same questions that we ask. So, the important thing to note here about how you can and cannot use this EIDL money, the do's and the don'ts, the yeses and the nos, is all about using common sense. The intention of use for this money is to continue business operations and not to grow business operations. So we'll get all into the details of what exactly that means in this video. And if you're interested to know how you can and cannot spend this EIDL money, whether that is the grant, the loan, or very separately, the PPP loan, then continue watching. The SBA's website says that the EIDL grant and loan money should be used for working capital to pay the ordinary and necessary debts and obligations of a business. Now, I'm sure most of you would agree that ordinary and necessary are very subjective terms. So instead of focusing on the word working capital, which could definitely have some other accounting implications, you can just think of some of the ordinary business expenses that you incur in your day-to-day business, and more than likely, those are the same things that you want to spend this money on. So for example, if you're an Uber driver, you want to use this money to pay for things such as your gas, your car insurance, your car payment, whether that's a lease or a finance. You can use it to pay for things like goodies that you buy for your passenger. If you are a VIPKID teacher, you can use this money to pay your cell phone bill, your internet bill, your props and supplies that you have to buy for your background or your teaching equipment, whether that teaching equipment be headphones, a computer, a desk, a chair. Those are things that you would normally have to purchase in your day-to-day business operation if you didn't have this SBA money. And so you can use it to buy those things now that you have the SBA money. Some of the things you cannot spend this money on include relocation of your business, penalties or fines incurred for violating the law, and or lost profits due to COVID-19, which has to do with the big question, can I pay myself using this EIDL grant and loan money? So I mentioned earlier that if you have a corporation or an LLC and you are an employee of that corporation or LLC, you are allowed to use these funds to pay yourself as long as you don't pay yourself more than the amount that you were issued a W-2 for last year in 2019. For those who are self-employed independent contractors, you don't really pay yourself. There's no physical accounting transaction that happens. Instead, the net profit on your Schedule C divided by 12 months ends up being what your monthly payroll is. So there's no need to pay yourself in physically writing a check or voiding a check. Instead, I would suggest that you use this money to pay the bills that you would have otherwise used your own money to pay for. The important thing to note here is that money is a fungible asset. What that means is $1 is the exact same thing as another dollar. If you use the SBA's dollar to pay your internet bill, that means you have one more dollar of your own revenue from your business that you could use for things that are not subject to the rules and regulations of the SBA's money. So there it is, guys. I would use the EIDL loan and grant money to satisfy as many of my business expenses as I could. And keep in mind, you want those to be normal business expenses that you have also incurred in your prior years of filing taxes for this self-employment income. And with any other income or revenue that you have left over in your business, you could use that money to pay for things that may or may not be deemed fit per the SBA's regulations of their use of EIDL funds. Some of the other things you cannot use this money for include refinancing of long-term debt, expansion of business, or repair or replacement of physical damage. So refinancing of long-term debt means you cannot take a outstanding credit card that you have with a 10% interest rate and pay it off using this SBA loan money, since it only has a 3.75% interest rate. Moving on, it cannot be used for making payment of any federal debt except for IRS payments. So this is a huge question that we've been getting in the group, and I'm so happy to be addressing it in this video. You can use this money to pay your 2019 federal tax balance due. That's going to be due here on July 15th. And you also can use this money to pay your first and second quarter estimated quarterly tax payments that are also due July 15th. Now, you can also continue to use it to pay third quarter and fourth quarter, but just to make sure that I answer this specific question in the group, can I use it to pay my first quarter and second quarter estimated quarterly taxes? And that's yes, you absolutely can. We definitely don't want to end this video without talking about how you should be keeping track of the business expenses that you use this EIDL grant money for. So first and foremost, this is something you should be doing anyways as a self-employed person. You should be keeping track of your business expenses in order to have those records for your end of year tax return. The records that you're going to want to keep for the use of this EIDL loan and grant money is very similar to what you would be doing for your end of year tax preparation. You want to make sure that you keep records of the date, the merchant, the amount, and the use of the expense that you use this money for. So if you purchased a new laptop for your business because your old laptop gave out and you currently need a laptop to continue functioning in your business, you want to make sure you write down the date you bought the laptop, the store you bought the laptop from, the fact that you bought a laptop, and then ultimately some notes about the fact that you need to use this laptop for your business. I would personally keep an Excel sheet, some kind of spreadsheet where you notate these things and keep them in a safe and secure place so that in the event that you ever do have to respond to an audit to show how you spent this money, you already have that easily accessible to you and maintained rather than having to go back and figure out what exactly the money was used for. I hope that I've been able to answer as many of your questions and concerns regarding how you can spend this EIDL loan and grant money. Remember, the biggest takeaway from all of this is that there are more don'ts than there are do's. So as long as you're not using this money to expand your business, relocate your business, or bring on more business, you just want to make sure that you are using this money in your day-to-day operating expenses for your business. Thanks again for coming back to watch another video. I would really appreciate if you could like and subscribe to our channel. Liking this video tells YouTube to share our video with other people. So I would highly appreciate if you could leave a comment below with what else you would like to see, what other questions you have, and what other video topics you'd like us to make some videos on. Thanks again, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.